You watch the NFL every week and probably feel like you know the game, the plays, the players, the storylines, but what you're seeing on TV is only half the picture.
Omaha!
You've heard that before, Omaha. It's one of the most famous signals in football, but have you ever wondered what it actually means? Behind every snap, every glance, and every signal from the sideline, there's a hidden language at work.
180! 180! 180!
Teams use it to protect their playbooks, disguise their intentions, and stay one step ahead of whoever's watching. And once you start noticing it, you'll never watch football the same way again. Let's start with the part you hear the most, the quarterback's cadence. Those familiar shouts like white 80 or blue 80 aren't random noise. They're the NFL's most common cadences, the color number code that keeps an offense perfectly in sync while hiding the snap count from the defense. When a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes yells,
Go, go, wait! Let's get it!
It basically means we're ready, no more changes, ball's coming soon. That color and number help the center and linemen lock in on timing so everyone fires off the line together. The twist is, the defenses are also listening, so quarterbacks keep switching rhythm, tone, and even fake out words to stay unpredictable. Aaron Rodgers, for example, is famous for mixing soft calls.
Does it better than Aaron Rodgers.
Green 19 Blue 58!
Drawing defenders offside and earning free plays. That quick change in cadence is one of the subtle weapons that separate elite quarterbacks from the rest. In some playbooks, that color change tells the offense they're setting up for a deeper passing play, something more vertical or explosive. Swapping white for blue might sound tiny, but it changes how fast everyone moves and how the timing of the snap fits the play. You'll hear others too, green 19, yellow 19, and more. These calls aren't literal play names, they're rhythm anchors, like a metronome that keeps the offense on beat while giving nothing away to the defense. And if you watch closely before the snap, you can sometimes see the visual side of that rhythm. Quarterbacks might lean forward, clap their hands, or give a subtle foot lift. Tiny cues that keep the offense in sync when the stadium noise makes the words almost impossible to hear. But the real battle starts in the tiny pause between those words and the snap, when communication turns into strategy. After that set, hut, timing becomes everything. Quarterbacks use something called a hard count, exaggerating certain syllables, adding a pause to trick defenders into jumping early. If a defender flinches, that's an easy 5 yards. Guys like Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers are masters of this. They play with the sound of the game to steal space before the play even begins. Offenses also change. Which hut triggers the snap? Maybe it's on 1, maybe on 2, maybe later. That variation keeps even veteran defenders guessing about when the ball's coming. But what happens when the noise is so deafening that the quarterback can't be heard at all? That's when the whole system switches to silence. In stadiums like Arrowhead or the Superdome, the crowd can drown everything out. So quarterbacks drop the voice completely and use non-verbal signals instead, a foot lift, a hand tap, a quick head nod. Everyone on offense knows the sequence by heart. The quarterback's movement cues the center to snap, and the rest of the line moves in rhythm. You'll often see the right guard glance back at the quarterback, then tap the center's leg. That tap is the silent hut. Quarterbacks like Drew Brees perfected it in New Orleans, using a subtle heel lift to start the count, while the line watched for the guard's cue. It's almost invisible to fans, but perfectly clear to 10 other men on the field. At that stage, it's all about precision and rhythm. You barely notice it from the stands, but every player knows the cue, and it all starts in one place, the huddle, where football's secret language first took shape. Once the offense breaks the huddle, the defense lines up, and sometimes the look isn't what the quarterback expected. That's when he calls an audible, a last-second change at the line of scrimmage. The quarterback reads the defense, spots a blitz or a coverage shift, and adjusts the play on the fly. You might hear, kill, kill. That usually means cancel the first play and switch to the backup. Or a single cue word like Omaha, Peyton Manning's signature, which could mean snap it now or keep the current call depending on that week's code. Tom Brady was known for discussing his audibles under layers of decoy words, sometimes calling 2 or 3 phrases that sounded meaningful but were just noise for the defense. Other QBs like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen mix in quick visual signals, a tap on the helmet, or a subtle hand wave to alert their receivers of an audible without saying a word. Sometimes audibles use the same color number pattern. Switching from white 80 to green 19 might change blocking protection or a receiver's route assignment. Older systems even link numbers to defensive coverage. Blue 31 for cover 1, blue 32 for cover 2, though teams rarely make it that direct anymore. The quarterback only has seconds to make the change, and everyone on offense has to recognize it instantly. No mistakes, no false starts, no confusion, just trust and timing. And through all these adjustments, one thing never changes: the rhythm that keeps the play alive. Cadence isn't just communication, it's deception. Quarterbacks use rhythm the same way pitchers use timing, repeating familiar patterns, then breaking them when it matters most. That's how Aaron Rodgers steals offside and how Patrick Mahomes freezes linebackers for half a second. It's sound turned into a strategy. And where there's strategy, there's espionage, because if one team can hide its code, another is trying to steal it. Where there's code, there are code breakers. Back in 2007, the Patriots Spygate scandal exposed how far that could go, hidden cameras recording other teams' signals from the sideline. Since then, every team has fought its own silent war. They use dummy signal callers, fake playboards covered in cartoon characters, and even multiple assistants waving different instructions at once. Only one of them is real, and only a few players know who. Some teams change their entire signal system every quarter, or even every drive, just to stay ahead. As that chess match grew more complicated, the league decided to bring in a new player: technology. To protect communication, the NFL introduced helmet radios so coaches could talk directly to the quarterback until 15 seconds before the snap. That's why you'll sometimes see a small green dot sticker on the back of a helmet. It marks the one player on the field allowed to receive that feed. The system was adopted league-wide after incidents like Spygate raised questions about stolen signals and sideline cameras. Now teams keep adding layers. Coordinators send updates straight to those numbers through headsets, reducing the risk of interception or misread signals. Some franchises, like the Rams under Sean McVay, have even used that communication window to adjust plays in real time, with McVay talking to the quarterback right up until the feed cuts off. Experiments go further every year. Teams have explored AI-based scouting tools that analyze cadence patterns to spot snap tendencies from film. There's even voice modulation research underway, technology that masks the quarterback's tone so microphones and crowd noise can't reveal his rhythm to analysts or opponents. Football strategy has officially gone digital. Still, for all the technology and secrecy, a few sounds on the field, the snap count, the cadence, the clap, remain unmistakable. At the line, the quarterback sees a problem and calls "kill, kill," switching to the backup play. He surveys again and resets with "blue 80, blue 80." The defense bites on the sound, hard count, set, hut, snap. The defense jumps, free 5 yards. The crowd goes crazy, not realizing they just watched a language in action. That one moment sums up the entire system, how communication and trust control the chaos. Football's called a game of inches, but those inches are earned through communication. So next time you hear "white 80" echo through your speakers, remember, that's not just noise. That's the heartbeat of football's hidden language. It's how the smartest minds in the game control the chaos. Because in the NFL, the loudest game in America is still built on silence.